man.
Hey, man, this man.
The God box right here.
Serious.
I gotta carry his bag, man. He got a new movie, the whole nine, man. Come on, David Banner's here. Let's go, man. This bag heavy too.
Back at you.
Back at you, man. Yeah.
David Banner's back, y'all.
Oh, no.
Sway in the morning, shade 4 or 5. And you can get a little closer here for our camera shot here. All right, thank you. Normally I can't keep you two away from each other.
I was wondering if something new going on in your life I need to know about.
No. Okay.
Somebody don't need to see us.
No. My situation is the same. No, what happens, this is what the citizens can't see. Before we got live, Sway, you and Sway were talking, and he finally said to you, we'll talk about it off air. So y'all were having a private conversation. I was just giving y'all thing.
Oh, wow.
That's, you do what you do. You let men be men.
Bro, can you just say what you said in the lobby with all the white folks in the lobby for me, man? Can you tell them what you said, bro? Please.
The God box is real. The black man is God.
Bro, I wish I would have got that on camera, bro. Because he started screaming it all the way down the hall.
Yeah, that's
and I was
Calloway.
like, is Black Jesus really coming back? Like, is it happening finally?
Yes.
Hey, man, that's the way you introduce our next guest. The God box is real. The black man is God. David Banner is back.
Hey, y'all know I actually take my time, bro, because y'all treat me so well. And I don't want to overdo. I mean, just overwear my stay with y'all, man. But I love y'all, man. And
love you too.
And bro, y'all did so many amazing things with the God Box album, man. And the sales were phenomenal, man. Just as somebody who's doing everything on their own, bro. And I'm gonna make y'all really proud of me. I'm about to move to the next level, and like we writing movies and commercials. We about to do something very powerful. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead.
Let's go ahead and do it, man. Hold up, stop.
Right.
Give me a drum roll here.
Woo.
We're gonna make a big announcement right here. David Banner, Sway in the morning, shade 4 or 5.
So we actually about to do something that's called a dad box.
The dad.
Right. It was crazy when I was on another show. I asked him, I was like, bro, why do these kids love me as much as they do? Like, they don't know my music like that. And what I was told was that a lot of these kids don't have fathers. So they look to people like you and I and other strong men that look like a father that they would want to have. So, I got millions of these kids who are following. Like, actually, bro, we looked on the internet as a whole, over like 20, 30 million views of just me talking.
Yeah.
So I said I'm going to create a platform, man, where we give simple things. And y'all may laugh at me, but I'm going to tell y'all the honest truth.
Now go for it.
I didn't know how to put a rubber on right until I was 34. I didn't know you were supposed to pinch the tip.
Oh, wow.
And like I could have had 4, 5 kids. No, and I'm being real.
You wasn't pinching the tip?
No, I wasn't, bro. I was about to bust it. You may have some kids in some part of the world going, get him. But no, I say that honestly because we assume that these children know, and in a lot of cases they really don't know. So I'm gonna do very simple things and like really allow these children to have a place or a person that they trust that they can come to. Basic fighting, because I'm boxing and fighting and stuff now, like how to load a gun properly. I mean, really.
You need to know how to clean that gun.
Yeah, everything.
How to take it apart, the whole nine, right?
So if you steal my stuff, I'm gonna sue you. Okay. So I'm just letting you know it's already copyrighted.
You gonna do a YouTube series with it too?
We're gonna do it. It's gonna be a whole platform, man, and that's something that I'm very proud of, and that's something that y'all helped to build.
Okay,
it actually started with us. If you really think about it,
that one of those early interviews that just
when I came in here ungroomed with the.
You look mad different than you did that first interview, boy. Look at him. Look at my brother.
A lot of things have changed, bro. And two, I realized, man, that I was going in. I actually did, just so y'all know, I did an experiment.
Okay.
It had got to the point with social media where every day we had to be these people that we created. And I said, I want to see if people still like me when I wake up in the morning. I said, I'm going to do 3 months, 4 months of me looking exactly the way that I look, and the girls still thought I was sexy. So
they still got you.
So now it's time. But then again, since we do have this influence, we got to start looking like kings. And I said, like from now on, from here out, Marcus Garvey. I was actually reading up on Marcus Garvey, and Marcus Garvey said we got to hold ourselves like kings, even when we in the bedroom with our wives and our girlfriends or whatever, our children. We have to let everybody see that we're royalty. So I said, from this point, let me go ahead and step it back up. And
that's what we seeing right now.
I always had the money, but now we're going to look like it.
Well, okay, so, see that? I like that. Talk your shit.
Oh, man.
Okay, King.
Manifest it.
Matter of fact, let me show you something.
The black man is God.
You can read this bag I had to carry. He acted so much like a king.
Yeah.
He looked at me, looked down at the bag. I knew to pick it up.
Oh, no, we carry each other bags. Let's just say that, man.
That's true, man. That's true, man. This is a really powerful movie. It's a film called Never Heard. It's in theaters November the 1st. You play Aaron Davis. Right. And it kind of goes in tune with what you were talking about, what you're doing in real life, creating this platform for dads, the Dad Box. And Aaron Davis is somebody who was convicted of a crime, right? You want to tell us the plot?
Well, it was very powerful because it was actually about a man who went to jail when his son was just born. Mm-hmm. And he was actually out in the streets real tough, but he was convicted for a murder that he didn't do. Mm-hmm. He ended up getting out of jail right at the time where his son was at the age that he went into jail. And he's now trying to get out, trying to be a father for him before his son ends up, like Pimp C used to say, as soon as I come out, somebody else is going in. Yeah. So it's like him trying to catch his son, be the net for his son. And the reason why I decided to do this film, because I said as much as I could, I was going to try not to allow them to use a black face, to project more black pain. Because one of the things I'm against, and I want to say this, and we're going to finish promoting the movie, it's time for us to start having some resolution. Yeah. I think that we as black creators, we use black pain as much as everybody else does, because I think, that especially America, but the world use black people's pain as their entertainment. Absolutely. And I think, I tell people all the time, when y'all see my movies, when a banner vision comes up, black folks gonna win.
At the end of every movie?
Every one of my movies.
That's what they do at Lifetime. It's always a great ending for the white family.
For the white folks, I'll say for the white folks for you, because I say it all day. Yeah. But, in this particular film, man, Robin Givens plays my wife. And I have to say, Candy Burris, and I think it's going to be a tie between Candy Burris and Kendrick Lamar for the best crackheads ever in history, because Kendrick had that twitch and power. Yeah, but Candy Burris plays a crackhead. She right at Kendrick because she did her thing. And the crazy thing about Candy's character is that her son is selling dope with my son, but his mom is on drugs really bad. So he has to make the decision of selling drugs to his mom, so she won't have to be out in the streets doing the stuff that people have to do to get the drugs. Which is
kind of like a conundrum that our people in our community are often in. Yeah. You're selling drugs to better your position, but then you're selling drugs in your community to do. It's a real vicious cycle.
And the thing that I tell people all the time is that white people act like they don't know what they did to our communities. When you take the resources out, I always tell people God put us on this earth to do two things. That's to survive and procreate. So if you take, and I always tell teachers when I go to school all the time, I said, if you had an opportunity to sell drugs or work at McDonald's, what would you do? They always say, work at McDonald's. And that's why the kids don't listen to you. You're a damn lie. Yeah. Now, I might not sell no crack, but if it get bad, as conscious as I may be, we got some weed or something that you need. Yeah. Because we are animals. We are supposed to survive. Yeah. So they know that. So they suck the resources out of our community, then flood it with drugs and guns and say, wow, those black people are acting real crazy. No, you know what you did.
But then it goes even, and then you get stuck into you start feeding a system, a more diabolical system that at the end of the day, that bottom line is too also about that dollar. So once you get caught up in that system, you can't get out.
And commercialism. Yeah. That's the problem that I have. I always tell people, the one thing that I hate and one thing I barely ever talk about in my music is drugs, is because I know what they're doing to our community. And then we get caught in the capitalism and commercialism where everything that we buy, it only has a shelf value of less than a year. So we spend all this money on cars, on purses, on all of this different stuff. And then we got to keep that cycle going in order to keep up. When I thought it was really just about hustling and getting yourself out of a bad situation. And that's not the case. But Never Heard comes out November 1st. We need to make sure that everybody goes and see it.
Don't jump.
Okay.
You ain't got to jump.
We got time.
I saw what you did right there. You home, man. Kick your feet up, baby.
Oh, man, all right, dude.
Okay, kick your feet up, man.
Ooh,
There you
shades
go.
off.
Took your shades off. You're home.
Hold on, it's about to happen.
Okay.
Hey, you didn't see these 30 pounds I lost up under
Okay,
here.
there you go.
Oh.
Oh, man.
No, let me get that for you,
Okay,
man.
thank you.
Come on.
All right, let's go. Yeah, man, I appreciate it, man.
It's all good, brother.
Appreciate
It's
it.
all good.
And you see, like, see how grown I've gotten now. I actually accepted it. The
Yeah,
old me
definitely.
would have been like, no, bro, no.
Yeah.
Like, no, when people do good for you, you can't stop them when they doing bad.
Why would you do that, man? You
man,
look
come
great,
on.
too. I like the flower. DB, go ahead.
David, going back to what you were saying earlier about teaching kids and men and how to be responsible and all those things, and also what you were just talking about with the issues in the community, there are some people who are placed in situations and have to deal with certain circumstances that prevent them from necessarily reaching the point of being like a good civilian and, you know, being a part of society the way you normally should be, and they have to sell drugs to get out of situations. There are other people who blame everything on other things rather than try to overcome that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you can sell drugs to kind of get to a certain point and then not have to do it. Some people just choose to continue to do it. So what do you say to those guys who just continually place the blame rather than take responsibility and try to do better?
Well, when I said what I said it more in a joking manner. You always have a choice in any situation that you're in. Now, do you want to work hard enough to make those other choices happen? Because to be quite honest, that's one thing that I was proud of in my career. I was one of the few rappers who didn't have to go to somebody for some drug money. And I had hundreds of people coming at me trying to invest. And I actually prayed. That was the reason why I put the song out, Cadillac on 22s. People don't know that Cadillac on 22s is a prayer. God, I know that we pimp. God, I know that we wrong. God, I know I should talk about more in all of my songs. I prayed to God. I said, if I don't have to involve drugs in my career, that I'll make sure that I praise your name in front of everybody. So I did Like a Pimp, and I didn't know if I was going to pop after Like a Pimp, so I said I better pay my debt right now. And I actually put Cadillac on 22s out. But what I'll say is it's a choice. And as a man, that's the one thing that I do like about coming from the South. And I was telling somebody, there is still a certain level of what your grandma taught you. We're not even talking about religion. We're not talking about all these philosophical things that we all get into, just the stuff that your grandmother and your grandfather taught you. You know, and for us, the one thing that I'll say about other communities, and I know how much people like The Godfather. Remember when they said, take that crack over there
Yeah.
to them black folks? Like, they hustled, but they hustled at other people's expense. And one of the things that I always say is that even in the communities that we come from, like when somebody tries to stay real to the hood and stay in the hood, we rob them folks. We have to learn to think more from a business perspective. If you're going to sell whatever you sell, why do you sell it within? Because statistically, we usually sell within a 5-block radius of our grandmother or our mother's house or the place that we stay. Most of the time we robbing the folks that's around us. So we make people not want to come to our community. I'm actually writing a movie right now that's talking about, like, if you're going to sell to people, then you may not think it's cool, but wouldn't it be smarter to sell them something that's going to keep them alive?
Yeah.
That's going to make your constituency healthier and keep them around so you can sell to them more? You know, but I think, you know, I was just at a Muslim lecture by Wesley Muhammad. And he was talking about, like, just all the stuff that we do to us. Because whether people know it or not, our people as a whole have invested in white supremacy and don't even know it. They don't have to bring drugs.
Examples?
They don't have to bring drugs to our community no more. We'll go find the plug.
Yeah.
We'll go fly to Paraguay and come back and bring the plug and everybody else, the trees and everything back to the hood. They ain't got to call us nigga no more. We'll do that. We got that. It's all good. If you look at our radio stations, like go down today if you think I'm joking. Go from 0 on the radio down all the way to 200.
Okay.
Listen to every different specialized groups. We are the only group that 90% of everything that we talk about in our music is detrimental to us. When we talk about bitches, we're not talking about women in general. We talking about our women.
Yeah.
When we talk about niggas, we talking about us. When we talking about busting somebody in the head, shooting them, we're talking about us. So like at what point do we take control? And that's what I did with the God Box. I said, I can't tell those kids not to do something and it's not successful. I have to go and do it. You can't lead the people unless you can feed the people. So we can sit down and strategize and talk about what's best and criticize what other people do, but you have to show them better.
Yeah.
Black people learn by something that's called tacit knowledge. White people learn by explicit knowledge. They like to, read and, just make up stuff. We like to see examples. We like to see, think about most of our stories that was sung to us.
Yeah.
People was showing you look up on the wall, like it was a picture of what the fuck they did back in the days. So like if we want these children to do better, because if you look at these kids, as much as people criticize these kids' music, we were the ones that told these kids money over everything.
Yeah.
It should have been get your money, but not over culture, not over our women, not at the detriment of our own people. So we got to be a better example.
David Banner is here. We're talking about the new movie, Never Heard, and we're just talking. 888-742-3345. You got a question. You see what we're doing with it? Yeah, man. It's one of my brothers right here.
Oh, man.
When I say brothers, it's running deeper than the semantics, ladies and gentlemen. Something deeper than rap. That's going on right here. I always appreciate having him on the show.
Oh, man. I'm grateful.
Tracy, you got a question for David Banner?
Yes, 2 quick ones. One, David, remember how earlier you were saying how you have a whole community of kids who follow you because of your words, because of your activism, not necessarily your music.
Right.
Would you put out something like Play right now?
Yeah, because I'm a grown man.
Okay.
And I still like sex a whole lot.
Okay.
A whole lot. I remember one time I was performing. It was the first time I ever performed the God Box. And I went from the God Box to Play. And everybody said, and can I say fuck?
Go for it.
Oh, okay.
I'm glad you asked while saying it.
Oh, no, and everybody went, and I said, like, just because I'm conscious don't mean that I don't like to fuck.
Right, duality.
You know what I'm saying? You should have went, hey, well, let's try it again. Hold on, just because I'm conscious don't mean that I don't like to fuck. But honestly, and what happens is, and I mean this, is that I think that it's good that people knew that Malcolm was a pimp. Mm-hmm. It's good that people know that Martin got a little ass, because it makes kids know that they can make mistakes and that you can still be great, and that we are still human. And I'm glad you asked that question, because I wanted to say that on Instagram. Like, don't let them turn me into a caricature.
Right.
Like, actually, once a year, and maybe I shouldn't say this, I fuck up on purpose once every year.
Yeah,
Just so people will know that I'm still human, and then also so that people won't get me wrong and I have to choke somebody.
What was your fuck up for 2018?
I don't.
Still 2 months left.
Yeah.
Is it personal?
No, I actually fucked up recently, man. I battle, and I shouldn't probably say this public. I battle with I have a clinical anger problem. That was the real reason that people call me David Banner. It had nothing to do with me being a rapper. I actually go to therapy, and I do transcendental meditation, and that's the reason why people can't really tell. But that's something that I'll fight with. Like, some people fight with drugs and they fight with other things. I fight with my anger. And one of the reasons why I get so angry is because I try so hard to do what's right. So it's hard for me to register in my brain why somebody would fuck with me. Because I don't talk about, I try my hardest not to talk about other men. I don't gossip. I pay my bills. And what people do know about me, if you do business with me, I still carry my checkbook around. I pay people on the spot, so I don't feel like it's the reason why people fuck with me. And then I had to realize that you just got some crazy motherfuckers out here.
Yeah.
Right.
You just got haters out here, and that even though I don't believe in the devil as an entity, but I'm just saying it this way so people can relate to it. I found out that anger is the devil remote control because when nobody can make you mad, you can only give that emotion away. So when a person who's, especially when they're not on your level and they fucking with you, once you get angry, they then control you.
They on your level.
Cause then you go right. Cause then you go to jail.
Right.
Cause then you got to go to work. Monday, and you sitting in you sitting in the jail cell, or the same people that make you mad when you punch and knock their fucking face off, then they the same people that'll turn around and sue you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I've learned that, who I am is bigger than me now. Like, if I'm truly for the people like I say that I am, then my life is no longer my own. So I just have to learn to deal with my anger.
David Banner, ladies and gentlemen. Mike Muse, you got a question?
Hey, David Banner, really enjoying your conversation. I know the film has elements of criminal justice reform.
Right.
Early in the conversation, we were talking about drugs in our community. And I want to make sure I'm not putting words in your mouth. I want to make sure if you can just clarify some of the statements you were saying. Were you saying that the onus is on us in our community and our culture to do better as our people on ourselves? And if that is the case, then how do we square it with the entire ecosystem of the criminal justice system that isn't in favor of us getting it out on our own, and then tying that into education, and then tying that into exposure? So how are you reconciling the two, or are you isolating them?
Do you do CNN on the side? That's awesome.
No,
You said if you could explain the
what
ecosystem.
he does Sway in the morning.
Okay, yeah. Let's be clear. That's the best place that you can be, period.
Yeah.
But this is what I say. It is not our fault, but in my office, I say it's my fault even when it isn't. And the reason is because us being in this situation benefits other groups of people, and they don't want it to change. And one of the things that I think that one of the few things that I criticize our parents about is that they told us a lie. If you eat your Wheaties, say your prayers, get good grades, shit is gonna be all right. It's not. It is stacked against us. And if we don't do nothing about it, like, parents get mad when I say this. Like, I tell kids, after you've been bullied the first time, every time after that is your fault. And people say, oh. And the reason why I say it, the bully is never going to stop unless you do one of three things. You either got to learn how to fight and whoop his ass, find somebody else to fight for you, or move. It's the same way with us. We have been bullied for 400 years. And until we do something about it, it will never change. People have this philosophical thought
Can we pick that up?
Oh, no, let's not do that. That would ruin a lot of things in my personal life. And you saw the name. I flipped that shit over like, no, sir.
He said one mistake a year, not two.
No, that's more than a mistake.
Yeah, I won't say the name.
I would come over here and be like, hey, y'all, can I get a job? I can't go home. But what I was saying is that it'll never stop unless we stop it anyway. Yeah. And it's so funny. I tell black folks all the time, even though I feel like you should vote, that's very important, one vote isn't going to change your life. I call it, let me tell you the best way to explain it, and I'll make it quick. We have something that I call the Jesus complex. And when I look at Jesus, I don't look at Jesus like the other people, like people usually look at Jesus. People are looking for a savior. They're looking for someone to bear their cross. The story of Jesus to me is that you could be God on earth if you did the same things that Jesus did. So if we bear the cross, even though it's not our fault why our situation is the way that it is, it won't change until we bear that cross.
So I just want to clarify something real quick. So are you saying don't vote with the Jesus complex, knowing that is not the savior for yourself, or are you still encouraging people to vote?
No, I'm encouraging people to vote because until, like, I give people this example. If you look in most communities, the Asian population isn't really into politics that much, or at least outwardly, and it's because they own their own shit. It don't really fucking matter. Like, taxes may go up and down, but we own our own shit. And if you come to our community, our people are going to take care of that. So as long as we're still a part of the system, until we build our own ecosystem, like you said, and control that ecosystem, we got little Russia, we got little China. Why don't we have little Africa? So as long as we're still encapsulated in the system, we have to be a part of the process because it does affect us.
David Banner's here. The new movie is Never Heard, out Thursday, November the 1st. Also, Karuchi Tran is in it. Romeo Miller's in it. Robin Givens is in it. Brian White. Dorian Wilson, who we had here not too long ago.
Yep.
And every gospel artist that you've ever seen in history is probably in, like Ghost of gospel artists are also in this film.
Okay, Master P's in it, too. Yeah. Okay, speaking of gospel artists, Candy Burris is in it. We're going to go to these phone lines. Amanda, you on the line?
Amanda.
Hey, Amanda.
Are you there? Andrew, you got Amanda's line? Okay, great. Jason.
No, man.
Yo, Jason, go ahead.
What's up, Jay?
Hey, what up, man?
I'm good.
Jason in Oregon. Go ahead. What you want to say real quick? Everything got to go quick.
So
Go.
Banner, so are you going to quit doing music all in all, or what? Or are you going to keep that up?
No, you could actually go to davidbanner.com, and I think you would be pleasantly surprised how much information, music, and clothes and everything is on there. The thing is that I gave an example, like even when you sung my verse the last time that I was here, you know,
I did.
It gave us Obama like it was gonna stop the fight, like it was gonna stop the cause. My folks still scraping, trying to find them some socks and drawers and something to eat. The IRS is coming, so I'm back on these beats. Barack push hope, Reagan push dope, Clinton push something down a young gal's throat. And since we talking about throats, white folks, when we talking about ropes, shit, we talking about trees and men swinging from them that look like me. Why would they play that on the average radio station?
Yeah.
See, people think that the revolution is actually going to be brought to them, and it's not. If somebody was talking about me, like I talk about the system, I wouldn't play their ass on my radio station either. So people have to be as aggressive as they are when they want to hear something else. If they really want something better, it's out there, and it's been out there.
It's out there. David Banner's here. Marlon from Tennessee. What'd you like to say? Real
What
quick.
up,
Go
Marlon?
ahead.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? How y'all doing this morning?
What's happening, bro?
What's going on, David, man? Hey, I appreciate y'all, man, everything y'all got going on. David, you kind of hit on my question while you've been talking, but on your setup for the dad box, are you going to drop tidbits for adults also? Because you got grown men still out here trying to figure it out.
Yeah, bro, it's crazy. That's why I opened up to let y'all know that I was 34, 36 before I found some of this stuff out, especially with technology, bro. All of this stuff is actually for everybody.
Okay.
But the truth is, I like to focus on these children is because, like, a lot of grown-ups are already set in their ways. And anything that's knowledge-based can be used for anybody. But, like, for me, changing a tire now, you'd be surprised how many people don't know how to change a tire. You'd be surprised how many people can't really fix a basic meal and that think Hot Pockets are actually a food group.
It's not.
You know? Damn. So it's for everybody, man, but my focus is always on these children.
Thank you for your call, man. Everybody who's on the line. C from Arizona, Honeybee from Florida. Let me see. Sean from Toronto, Craig from Texas, Jinx from Texas, Jimmy from Maryland, Philip from Arizona, Tara, I think it is, from the Bay. It's people calling from all over the country, David Banner, to speak to you, and I want them to keep the conversation going on your social media.
Right, thank you.
Hit him up directly right now, man, all day. He's here to answer your questions at
David Banner. That's on Twitter. Instagram is David Banner Likes with an S Pictures. And you can go to davidbanner.com to get wherever you need. Really important about the movie, though. The movie is actually only playing one day.
Yep.
So our people can't play. A lot of independent movies now are only getting one day, so the movie industry can see how we doing. So we can't do the stuff that we usually do and say, "Oh, okay, I'll wait till November 2nd." I need you to go now. What you can do is you can go to fathomevents.com. Type in Never Heard and get your tickets right now. I'm actually, while I'm in New York.
Fathom?
Fathom.
Okay.
FATHOMEVENTS.com. I'm actually going to go up to Harlem and pay for Eagle Academy up in Harlem. I'm going to pay for a lot of the young men to go and see the movie, like, just on me.
Because you know what? He may not have dressed like it in the past, but he always had money.
Yeah, we always had that bread. we going to get to that bag because the black man is God.
You also have the contest you're doing too, right? For people that can win a trip to the premiere.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm looking at it with fathomevents.com. Yeah, the publicist in the back feeding me all the information.
And the black man is God.
It's God still, always.
All right. Cool, Mike Muse. How can they reach you?
Yo, citizens, hit me up at I am Mike Muse, M-U-S and Sam E, and we've been having a great conversation off air on Twitter, on Instagram, so keep the conversation and comments coming. And also, to tune in tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Mike Muse Show on the Insight Channel, Channel 121. We're going to talk about xenophobia through the lens of the film Where Hands Touch. I can't wait for that discussion. Tune in and let's keep the convo going. Oh, and on my YouTube at I am Mike Muse.
All right, and then we're going to get David Banner on that Mike Muse show.
That would be awesome. I would love to have you, man.
I'm proud. You are a muse.
Hey,
you actually are, brother.
Great inspiration, man. I appreciate you, man.
DJ Wonder, how can they reach you?
At DJ Wonder everywhere. Jesus is Lord, even though the black man is God. Just letting you know.
What is the black woman?
Go ahead, OQ. How can they reach you?
Check out my photography page, OQ Shoots on Instagram.
What's the black woman, David Banner? 2 seconds.
God.
All right.
There you go.
God.
You ain't got to study. You don't even need 2
Ain't no
seconds.
goddess. It's God. Yes.
God.
And on that note, at It's Tracy G everywhere.
I'm at the happy hour, WHB. Citizens, if you miss anything that happened on the show today, SiriusXM.com/on-demand.
Can you still say that you love me on air?
I love you, David
I love
Banner.
you too.
Okay,
I
good.
just feel like we hadn't been.
Felt like I had a moment.
Yeah, we didn't have a moment.
Well,
Now
that
we
was
having
the
one
moment.
now.
Yeah. That's something else.
Thank you.
Anyway, we want to thank Wanda Sykes for coming by
Yay,
today.
Wanda!
Also, citizens, today is the last day for you to submit to be reviewed to perform at our Carolines broadcast Friday, November 9th here in the city. And also, you have to pay for your own transportation. You have to pay for a hotel. You have to get yourself here. We are taking submissions until today. This is the last day to cut off. That's it.
Okay, cool. You can send those submissions to
SwayComedyShow@gmail.com.
Maybe we get David Banner to come on November the 9th to
This
Carolines.
show's about to be crazy.
Can I tell him one more thing before we leave?
Wait. Not if you're just going to disregard what I just said.
Oh, no.
Okay.
No. Bro, you know when you call me, I'm there. Don't we always show up?
My bad. Go
All
ahead.
right, so I just wanted the ladies to know that they can still get the God Box on DavidBanner.com, and the new album actually has like what's the thing that you bathe with? Loofah like a loofah like material on the cover of the album, and it has my face, and you can actually scrub yourself when you bathe at night. It's just actually there for you. You can get the loofah David Banner CD at DavidBanner.com.
I love it.
Yeah. You want to scrub yourself with David Banner's face?
Ooh, girl, I'm trying to get that pussy.
Where did that come from? I did say that though.
Yeah. You got ass pimples. Just rub his face on it.
Whoa. Why you want to put? Well,
Yeah.
What you doing? Hey, man.
All right, I'm at Real Sway across the board. We want to thank Wanda Sykes for coming through. Diggy Simmons announced his new album, Lighten Up, is out November the 9th, same day as our Caroline broadcast. Of course, David Banner, November the 1st, Never Heard. It's the movie. We all got to go check it out. DJ O'Dallas from Harlem, thank you for coming through. That young lady came in and did her thing.
Yep.
All these great interviews you can find on Sway'sUniverse.com as well as our YouTube channel. I still have to fly somebody in. Once we went 1.5 million followers, and we've been surpassed that a long time ago. So I got to fly some people in.
Yep.
And that'll happen real soon. Anything else, Heather?
You got nothing left to say.
Bring some people up from Mississippi.
One last thing to say. For all of our citizens who are looking for a new way to listen to us, to listen to SiriusXM as a whole outside of your car, when you upgrade to the All Access package, you get a whole new Amazon Echo Dot for free!
Say it
I
slower.
didn't hear nothing. What happens?
You get an all new Amazon Echo Dot for free!
Oh! Okay, yeah.
Yeah, man. So you get to listen in your kitchen, in your crib, wherever the hell you want. Just go get the offer details at SiriusXM.com/upgrade now. And make sure you're American, because unfortunately, Canadians. Next time.
Canadians can't win?
They got free health care. They ain't tripping.
They're not even tripping. They got legalized weed.
Yeah,
They
high and healthy.
Yeah, all at once. All right, and until tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, we have nothing. Oh, shit. Tomorrow's show, we got Ready for the World in Too Short.
Oh, shit.
And B. Simone.
I love B. Simone.
All right, until then,
I'll take my...
we have nothing left to say.
Hashtag that hoe, no love, hardcore, back